Minister, you said at committee stage that you didn't need to put anything into the bill to ensure doctors would give care to infant born alive as a result of a failed abortion, because our doctors know how to care for the infants. However, what I'd ask the Minister is that you seem to have forgotten is that in this case the doctor was likely to be the doctor who had been tasked with ending the specific baby's life. Therefore, surely you, Minister, can appreciate that there may be a conflict as to what he or she should do at this point. They were asked to end that baby's life. The baby is now born alive, possibly unwanted by their mother. This is not as cut and dried as you, Minister, like to suggest. During the whole, I suppose, abortion debate, I've spent time speaking to everybody, and people wouldn't have the same views as myself, but I have to respect their views. As late as 2 weeks ago, I had a lengthy debate in my constituency office with a person that wouldn't maybe agree with the views I had. But we both shook hands when it was finished, and we both accepted our, we were entitled to each other's views. But I did listen, and I was listening with interest, because I educated myself along this road. And I'm worried, Minister, and maybe I'm wrong here, and there's a lot of discussion about that Canadian lady, and I'd like to know, did you meet her? Did you spend a little bit of time with her? Because you have met with so many that are approving of your bill, and I remember at the Health Committee you said something along the lines of, I will meet and discuss with people that want to progress this bill. There was no harm in meeting and listening to the other side of the story, and it might, it was an astonishing story. I'm not going into the details because others have done that already, and obviously there's others out there that have met different individuals, but this is an extraordinary story that she had to tell. And while she was an abortion that went wrong, she lived thanks to the nurse who saved her. But the one good point about all this, Minister, is that herself and her mother are now inseparable. And I think that's a message to the whole lot of this island, that sometimes abortion is not the answer. Sometimes there is another answer. And that lady got that little twinkle of light, that little bit of a chance to live. And her mother and herself are inseparable now. They have a great relationship. And I can see the TD there behind you. She's nodding away there, mad against what I'm saying. But that's because she probably didn't meet this lady either, the other side of the story. You need to talk to people. Whether you agree with them or not, it's good to listen. And that's something you don't want to do, but that's your prerogative. I think we all including you, Minister, agree with the principle that if an infant is born alive during a failed abortion procedure, that they would be guaranteed to be given the same medical care that a premature baby of that same gestation would be given. Why then can we not enshrine this principle in our legislation to ensure that no doctor will have any conflict in the area? A report from the situation we'll say in the UK, where 66 babies in 1 year were left to die with no care after being born alive during failed medical procedures. And that's an incredible situation. And unfortunately, that's the road we now are travelling. And you have an opportunity, Minister, to turn that around and change that, and at least have something enshrined in the bill going forward that protects the child that was born after an abortion. And I'd appreciate, Minister, you might give more careful and considered time to accept this amendment. It's an amendment like all amendments that we put forward were fair and honest, and we spent time putting them together to make sure that we didn't, I suppose, flood the whole bill with amendments that wouldn't reflect the feelings of the public out there. But this is one that it does reflect that, and I'd appreciate, Minister, that you might give time and might consider that and support that amendment.